All right, everyone, welcome back to Time Flies By. This is another installment here. This is a new watch alert, if you will. I just picked this up the other day. Just popped up on the Zelos Timekeepers group, and lo and behold, this is the Zelos Timekeepers edition. This is number 94 out of 150. They only made 150, whereas the other models, I believe, got 200 or 300. There was the teal, the crimson, desert sand, black, or called old vintage, the teal, yeah, crimson, and there was a frost version. But by far, the ones that intrigued me the most were the crimson and this one here. But yeah, I kind of did a sneak peek in the last video, just showing off some love of Singapore brands, and by far this has become my favorite micro brand. These guys are close. They're so close in terms of, value for money. But if I had to put value for money, just from what Elshan has been able to do, what he's able to put out, they both, it's kind of funny, they both started in 2015. But if you look, Monta has what, 5 models, and Elshan's been pumping out model after model after success, hit after hit after hit, nonstop. The guy's a machine. They're doing something really well over there in Singapore. And yeah, using different movements, using Swiss movements, Japanese movements, hand wound movements, skeletonized rotors and different metals and materials. For example, the spearfish. This gets the Le Jeu Perret tungsten rotor. Beautiful, beautiful 68-hour power reserve. I mean, the movement is just a machine. It's just astonishing. So what he's been able to do and what they've been able to do there as a team has just been, remarkable. So they're just becoming my favorite micro brand just because of what they're offering, the accessibility. I mean, yeah, they're hard to get, but you got to be on the know. You got to be, in the emails and constantly looking. And it is what it is. Like, if you really want something, you're gonna follow it. I almost had to do the same thing with this guy here, the Helios. You really want it, you got to go after it. If you think it's just gonna kind of pop on your radar and then you're gonna get it, well, sometimes it doesn't work like that. In this hobby, we're all obsessive, we're all kind of addicts, and it's not really the fear of missing out, but if you want to get in on something and you're really passionate about it, then you're gonna sign up for the email, you're gonna look into it. And it's only because I just kind of got into watches recently. I mean, I've always been into watches, but I kind of just stumbled upon Zelos on Instagram and just seeing, oh, you know what, those dials are not for me. They're kind of over the top, they're too much. But then when you get one in hand, you buy your first model, which for me was the titanium swordfish. Just a phenomenal watch. It was a salmon color, and I'm so stupid for letting that go. I let that go to fund this, and I kind of wish I had it. So, like any watch addict, kind of went out and had to kind of replace it. Now, I didn't replace it with the titanium model. I replaced it with the stainless model and the black sand variant. But I wanted another swordfish in the collection, and I'm super glad I did. So just like that, within kind of escalated kind of quickly. Spearfish, titanium swordfish came last year, around September, October. Had that all throughout the winter, then kind of got rid of it to make room for this. This was February of this year. And then after that came this guy, the Comet. And this also gets the Swiss movement, the SW215 date model, hand wound. Just a phenomenal watch. I still have it on this Heimdallr shark mesh. Really, really good bracelet. Just amazing. So yeah, like 3 models in a row with Zelos. Just again, pumping them out, model after model. Was first the Spearfish, getting the Le Jeu Perret. Then using the Salida. Then for the Vitesse chrono, he used a Le Jeu Perret as well, Swiss made, but it kind of mimics the Valjoux. It's based off of the Valjoux 750. I was thinking about getting that, but then you know what? They announced the kind of lineup that they're coming out with, and there's a lot of nice models coming out. So then that's what led me to this. I was just kind of browsing and stumbled upon this guy. Always knew I wanted a 62 Moss or some sort of skin diver, something that had these types of proportions. Nice thin mid case, just beautiful, like amazing the way that they're able to scallop this out, the way it hugs the wrist, the way it conforms, the bezel, forged carbon, the hands, the indices, the applied logo, the date wheel is phenomenal. They did such a good, job on the date wheel, the frame, everything. It just works so well. Even the font. Move the hands out of the way. So even the font there, I love that Blactip 200 meter, that pop of orange is just amazing. Now the only thing that I would say is I'm not sure the design cue is the kind of that faux Tina colored pip at the 12. I don't, unless it's faded, it's old. I don't know if the original looked like that or if it was more orange and maybe it's faded. But again, this is only, I think, 2021 production, so it's not that old. So yeah, I don't know. I have to confirm with Alshan or maybe someone who's more in the know on the Timekeepers group on Facebook why that, if that's happens to be the same color. But it would have kind of looked better if it was a little bit orange just to match. But yeah, anyhow, you get an H-link 20 millimeter lug bracelet, female end links. Beautiful bracelet. It doesn't get the hardening treatment that I mentioned in the other video, and I don't mind it. I like seeing the bracelet kind of worn. As you can see, this is from February. I kind of went over this in another video. This is from February, and there's, after wearing it daily and still wearing it daily, there's not a scratch except for that little one on the clasp. Still not sure how that happened, but yeah, not anything. Even on the case, it's crazy. So that hardness coating really does the job. And you can see here the difference between, the treated stainless steel versus the untreated. I think this one shows it better. Yeah, I think I showed this in the last one or one of the other videos. Yeah, so new watch alert. A beautiful, beautiful watch. Obviously a little bit behind in the game in terms of being able to get one of these, but these are so hard to come by. And if you do find them, you're going to pay a premium. This one here I got for a really good price, and this is keeper status. Keeper, definitely a keeper. That's why I'm offloading some other watches, because I made room for this. And just that dial is just tremendous. Forged insert, forged dial. These are coming out with, he's coming out with another variation of these. It's going to have the NH34 GMT movement. But before that comes out, the Spearfish is getting new dials, and it's also getting the SW330 GMT movement as well. So yeah, all 40 millimeters, 40, 40, 40. The bezel does stick out on this a little bit, so you're getting a 41 millimeter bezel, but the case is 40. And I actually prefer this bezel just because it's so easy to grab and easy rotation. But yeah, case profile. So you have kind of the beginnings of Zelos with their case profile. Very nice downturn, 46 lug to lug. Then they came out with the refined. This is basically the refined swordfish, the Spearfish. So similar, but they kind of elongated it, and I believe it fits a little bit better and nicer. Has a little bit of a longer lug to lug, but it's still manageable on most wrists, especially with that nice bracelet. You can kind of see the, sorry, I don't know why I'm saying guys, I'm really tired. Kind of getting a little bit of a brain farts here. Usually I'm not like that, but yeah, you can kind of see the refinement here. That's a little bit more svelte. I believe the 42s are a lot thicker, so the 40 is a bit slimmer, and this is a slimmer one as well. So they kept kind of a similar bracelet as well, but again, refined it. Again, they got the hardness treating on it. The hands, they made slimmer and svelte as well. This doesn't get a sandwich dial. It gets all loomed, filled, and applied indices. This gets a sandwich dial, which has better loom. So Swordfish has better loom than both of these watches, actually. So I'll go ahead and give a comparison loom shot here. Just let me get the flashlight out and I'll torch these guys up. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments about Zelos and what they're doing. If you like them, if you don't like them. You know, I met another fellow watch enthusiast, and he said, you know, they're kind of over the top. Their dials are this, their dials are that. Called them a bit childish. Still respected what they're able to do. But, you know, just personal taste. Wasn't interested in any of their dials, but I think all their dials are just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. All right, sorry if I blinded you guys. Let's go ahead and turn off the lights and see what happens here. So right away, that swordfish right in the middle just pops out. You got the spearfish on the right, the swordfish, and the bicolored loom of the blacktip. With that kind of almost, I don't know, like signature Zelos style cathedral hands. And then the second hand has that BGW9 as well, so it's really, really cool. And what I really like too is also the loomed crown. Like, come on, a loomed crown. The MMI turret had it too. In my last video I showed it too. Pretty cool. Just little features like that really make this hobby so fun. Just like collecting these watches. Really, really into the Zelos right now. They're kind of stealing all the wrist time, you know, from the other watches in the collection. And yeah, it's just really fun right now, seeing what they're able to do, what they're pumping out. Small batches, a little bit, you know, they're not making as many, but they're coming out with model after model after model. Next on the radar for Zelos, I believe, is a 38 and 42 millimeter field watch in titanium. So I think they had to push back the release because RZE just came out with a field watch in titanium in the same size. And again, another company out of Singapore that's doing amazing. I'd really like to get a handle on one of their watches, but from what I've seen and heard, they're really nice watches. So yeah, just blown away by the fact that I was able to get this watch. Also has the quick release spring bars. There's the nice black tip on the back. It's done really well, nice and smooth, no sharp edges. And I'll see if I can show you guys where it says Zelos Timekeepers Edition. Forged carbon, again, 94 to 150. And so I asked a question on the Instagram, and I called out Elshin. I'm like, hey, so what's the next watch to get a Zelos Timekeepers Edition Special Edition? He goes, unfortunately, I have nothing planned for this year. And then the comments started and blah, blah, blah. And he's so humble. He answers your questions. He's just a phenomenal, you know, watch enthusiast, just like us. You know, and then a day later he commented, he goes, actually, what do you guys want? What do you guys prefer? Let me know in the comments. What materials do you want? What do you guys want to see? What type of dial do you want? And he's asking questions in the Facebook group of 8.5 thousand people, asking what we want to see, what materials we want, what type of dials, what type of movements we want, what type of price points we want. Like, who else does that? You know, there's a lot of other manufacturers that will listen to their customers. Monta does that as well. Van Banner is really, really good with their customer service and their feedback and social media platform. But to have their own Facebook group and to go out and ask us, the people that are spending the money on the watches, what we want to see, I think is amazing. So, and again, the comments were thousands of comments. We want to see this, we want to see that. And, you know, he's going to take that all in. He's going to look at it. And if it makes sense, he might come out with something crazy, even though he said there's no plans. You never know what he has up his sleeve, and how quickly he's able to turn around on a decision and just make something that's super phenomenal. So really looking forward to that. Thanks for watching the quick video here. Just want to show this amazing watch. And that dial is just looks like it's melting. It's really, really nice. Did a really good job. Wrist check again. Sorry, I'm really bad at these. Just kind of forgot now. Remember towards the end. So I got the SkyQuest GMT. It's kind of like that wet blue on a cheapest NATO strap ribbed NATO, and I think it looks pretty good. My 6" 3/4" wrist. Actually, let me show you what the Blactip looks like. I kind of posted a picture on my Instagram. If you guys want to head over to Instagram, there's a lot more pictures, videos, reels, and all that kind of stuff. Time flies by, 2020. Come give me a follow. Almost at 1,300 followers. So here it is on my 6" 3/4" wrist. Just get it on here. And look at that lug hug. It is just wow. And you know, someone who has a 7.5" wrist or 7" wrist, it's also going to give that same lug hug. It's also going to hug your wrist. It's going to keep your wrist nice and warm, and it's going to give it a nice little comfortable hug. And yeah, so this has been a Grail watch for me. So I'm really hit the brakes right now. We'll see what else Zelos comes out with and how good those dials are on those field watches. But in terms of collecting right now, I'm just trying to offload some because I found a piece that I am just extremely happy with. Doesn't mean I'm gonna stop, but I found a piece that I'm really, really happy with right now. And yeah, I'm just gonna wear the hell out of this thing and enjoy it as much as I can. All right, everyone. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, if you want, like, subscribe, comment in the video, and let me know what you guys think of Zelos and what they're doing. If there's any other brands that come to mind that you think is similar, give a shout out, and I'll see what I can do and maybe get one or just kind of show it on the YouTube here. So once again, thanks, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.